Hi, my name is Marc Belaiche. I'm president of TorontoJobs.ca. Did you know that many organizations miss many opportunities to get the most out of their relationship with using recruiting firms? In this video, I share some of the biggest mistakes companies make when using recruiting firms to help them find staff. And I'm going to share with you some tips on getting the most out of recruiting firms as well. Note that in this video, I say recruiting firms, but I really put recruiting firms in the same general category as recruiting firms, staffing agencies, headhunters, and so on. So first off, not being specific about requirements. The more specific you are about the position that you're looking to fill and you communicate that with the recruiters, the less time you're going to waste on candidates that don't fit the criteria or back and forth conversations. Number two, I find that organizations also don't cooperate or work with the recruiter well. Make sure to create a relationship with the recruiter and treat them like your partner. The more you treat them like your partner in the search, the more effective they're going to be in finding you the right candidates. Next point is a lot of companies or organizations are unrealistic or have unreasonable expectations about how long the process will take. For example, they might think that they can find somebody within a week or 10 days if it's a really difficult position. So right up front, when you're working with a recruiting firm, ask for an estimate as to how long the process should take. Next point is too much focus on the fees and not enough and how much it's going to cost, and not enough about the process or the experience or the quality of the candidates that a recruiter can find you. It's not always about the candidate. It's not always about the fees or what it's going to cost you. Think about the access to the passive job seeker market and the assistance that recruiter can give you. Another issue is that companies or organizations don't communicate enough with the recruiter. Updates as to what candidates are being interviewed, changes in the specs of the job. I realize that things may change on the fly when you're looking to fill a position, but also you should be aware to feed that information to the recruiter so that they can stay on top as to what the search criteria may be or where it might change to. Also, I find that companies, organizations choose the first recruitment agency that they find without asking whether that firm can actually do the job or not. So make sure that the firm is qualified and ask the questions. Also, companies and organizations, I tend to find, sometimes work with a generalist search firm as opposed to a specialized recruiter who can help with a certain search. So if they can both do potentially the same job, but a specialized recruiter will be able to give you a lot more value. Don't always work with the cheapest agency as well. If rate is the only decision that you're using, you might be disappointed when the staffing firm or recruiting agency isn't able to help fill that mandate for you. Remember, you get what you pay for. Also, make sure you understand what the process is behind the scenes as to what the recruiters will be doing to search for those candidates. There's pros and cons of using multiple recruiting firms on the same search. One of the pros is that you get more access to different candidates, but one of the cons is that you might be competing, or the firms might be competing with four different candidates, and one candidate may get the same message about the same job from two different places. So just be careful about that. In certain situations, it does make sense to use other multiple firms, but one idea is to perhaps give exclusive for like a week or 2 weeks to one firm before you start giving out to multiple firms. Make sure to have a signed fee agreement as well in place before the search begins. And make sure you understand the markup on a temporary placement. So for example, one firm that might quote you a 60% markup on a placement can be the same as somebody who offers you a 40% markup. The terminology may be slightly different. So just be aware that you want to really understand the numbers and not just focus on what the percentage is, because they might actually be the same. Don't assume that a lower cost or a lower markup will mean it will cost you less. So there's lots to know about how recruiting firms work. It's a big industry, but be sure to understand how a particular staffing company that you're dealing with will help you on a search, and make sure to ask the questions. Take the time to understand what a recruiter can do for you as well. Thanks for watching. My name is Marc Belaiche. I'm president of TorontoJobs.ca. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn, and if there are any searches that you are looking to fill, any positions that you have in your organization, I'd be happy to help you out. We provide both temporary and permanent staffing solutions. Again, my name is Marc Belaiche. feel free to check out our YouTube videos as well, where we have a number of different videos on different recruiting topics, and also follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.